Hey, it's Kimiko. This is my second part of my Game of Thrones Season 6 trailer breakdown. If you haven't seen part 1, go check it out quickly now, and then you can come back and finish the rest off. Okay, I'm going to talk about the biggest thing that they've just been shoving in our faces for the last ages. We had an awesome amount of clips in the last trailer we got out. We had that awesome little sneak peek of a full kind of expanded scene because everyone wanted to know about it. And now they're showing us even more in the beginning of this trailer. And it's all about that conflict over Jon Snow's body in the very beginning of the wall scene. We start off with this crossbow shot of a guy clearly outside on the balcony surrounding it because they're in that room doing stuff they're not sure and they're going to break in. The next shot we get Davos holding Longclaw in that room that they're trying to bust into, and they've got crossbows all surrounding and stuff, with some Night's Watch people who probably were Jon's friends helping him out. See, in the first trailer we didn't know what was happening in that scene. We thought that maybe he could be fighting the Night's Watch people or he was going with them. I didn't know if Ghost was dead or alive, but this answers all those questions. Then we get that narration of Tormund saying,
I thought he was the man to lead us through the long night, but I was wrong.
Now, so far, a lot of people have been saying that Tormund was saying that because he found out that Jon Snow's dead and he's given up and stuff like that. But that could be the case. But another thing could be that he's found out that Jon Snow's alive. Jon Snow's moved around, he's got the armies running for the north and stuff, but he hasn't come back the same. He's come back at this more, evil, some more dark-hearted, a different kind of Jon that he doesn't agree with, and that he's thinking, wow, this guy's not the guy that's going to end up saving us. He's not the same Jon. I think this because when he says, I was wrong, it's kind of like, I trusted this person and then they died and that's why I feel betrayed by them. But it feels like if he invested his men, his fighting skills and everything behind this new revived Jon, and then he ends up being this different person who doesn't have the same moral code, the same right, and does stuff, evil things he didn't agree with, then, maybe he will feel betrayed and be like, I was wrong. Now, it may end up as being him finding out he's dead, but it just sounded a little bit too wrong that he would be saying it in that kind of context. This is when we come back to that dialogue from Davos when he says,
There's no hiding from this. We have to fight.
More than ever from this, I believe that Davos, Tormund, Sansa, Littlefinger, everything that involves around the North and the Wall is going to be mushed together and combined this season in great conflict between the Northern houses, the Ramsay, the Boltons, the Wall, and all that kind of stuff. And the White Walkers and that conflict thing will be more involved with the Bran storyline than it will be with the North storyline. It will come to the end bit when they realize, oh shit, we need to be focusing more on the North. And this is the whole thing that Davos is going through. Davos knows that the real threat is the dead people, not this internal conflict within the North. Now here we can see that Davos has what I believe is a Stark banner behind him, so that's why I think he's going to be involved with some of the North stuff, even though he would like to be probably focusing on the White Walkers a bit more. And then we also get to see in this next shot that it wasn't just one, it wasn't just 2 crosses with different people on it, it was 6 crosses. So we have a lot more people here, and that means there's a lot more characters, a lot more things that could be happening, and we could all be right with our theories of who was burning on that cross. Then we get another solid piece of advice from Davos.
The real war is between the living and the dead. And make no mistake, the dead are coming.
Okay, this scene is really big. I think this is Davos talking to the current Mormont Lord. Now, I spent ages looking at those really fuzzy banners in the background, not knowing what it is. I scanned through all these northern houses and I could not find what it was. Then I finally realized it could be the Mormonts. See, the Mormonts have a green background, a green field with a bear that has that kind of shape. So they've clearly just put it on a yellow background instead of a green background for some random reason. So it took me ages to be able to find it. But because the bear shape looks so similar, I'm going to go with it as the Mormonts. So Davos is rallying the North to his side to help Sansa with his battles in the North, to help stop the White Walkers and the dead from flooding in the world, and so he's going to have a really noble and hard challenge ahead of him. After this is when the trailer goes batshit crazy and the fighting begins. It's just scene after scene after scene of fighting in the North, fighting down south, fighting everywhere, White Walkers, Wall, North, everyone just going ballistic at each other. Also, I must talk about this scene here. They put it in both trailers. It seems extremely important to them. And it's like the kicking off point between them fighting the dead. So that character is clearly going to be someone who's on the Allies fighting against the dead. Benjen Stark hype! Okay, Sansa. In every shot, we see her well-dressed, well-comforted, genuinely in a safe building, apart from this one shot here. She looks like she's in charge, she looks like she's angry, she looks like she's pissed, she's ready to just take over the North, command her men, and revive the Stark era. And to top it off, we get this dialogue of Sansa saying,
That's all I think about. What was taken from me.
she's gonna fuck Ramsay up. She's gonna fuck Walder up. She's gonna fuck Littlefinger up. She's gonna fuck everyone up. Sansa will not have another victim season. She cannot have another victim season. She has been a victim to Joffrey, to Ramsay, to Tyrion, to everyone. She has always been a submissive victim. Now she will get her revenge. Oh yeah, Davos is working for her. The Lannisters seem to be at the Frey's place. Stark banner, Bolton banner, the North's banners. And let's be serious, Littlefinger is going to command the armies of the Vale to destroy the Freys for killing Catelyn, his one true love. And finally, we move on to the White Walkers and Bran. We get some more footage of Bran in the weirwood trees. He's lying down over there where the roots seems to be in either knocked out on some dream state. So we see him, how he looks in the real world when he's going into his visions that we've seen part of. And it seems that Bloodraven goes with him into these visions. And I believe that the Tower of Joy scene probably might be seen through Bran's eyes and Bloodraven's, because they both seem to be in the aftermath here with the dead people lying on the ground from that scene. But the terrain is not really that deserty, so it could be a different scene, I'm not certain. We see Mira in trouble, that's who he's having out, Virgin Hype. And then we come to some White Walker footage. It seems to be the Night's King with his White Walker generals or just other White Walkers. And then we can see the Night's King here. They have changed the actor a little bit, but it's still the same character. So we can see that the first people on the horses along with the Night's King have gone around and they've just been fighting and stuff like that, burning things, which is not really something you would really associate with them, which makes it seem so off and so strange and so violent. It's a brilliant way that they incorporate that contrast between ice and fire into these trailers. So that is the end of this first part. The second part is in the comment section below, where you guys tear into all of my arguments, all of my breakdown, and say, no, you're wrong, Arya wasn't jumping. Please, if you think I haven't covered something or you want to talk about it, then just tell me, because this is so interesting for me. I spent so long just digging through all your amazing comments and information and back and forward about how this series is developing, who's saying what, and what it means for the new season. It's only so close away, like 2 weeks, come on. So remember, subscribe to the channel, because if you watched all this video and not subscribed to my channel, I will very disappointed in you. I'll be fucking very disappointed in you. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time.